Hello and welcome to Feellearnsenglish. This is your calm space to learn real English for real-life conversation.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Feel Learns English, the podcast where we help you speak English more naturally and confidently.
And I'm Tanvir, and we're really happy you're here with us today, wherever you are and whatever you're doing.
Maybe you're relaxing at home, taking a walk outside, or practicing your English. No matter what, we're glad you joined us.
Yes, and before we begin, we have a small request for you that can really help us grow.
If this podcast is helping you improve your English step by step, don't forget to follow the show and share it with a friend.
Especially a friend who is also learning English, because learning together makes everything easier.
And honestly, it makes the whole journey much more enjoyable and less stressful.
That's true. When you learn with someone else, you feel more motivated and more confident to practice.
Exactly. Now, Tanvir, let me start today's episode with a simple question for you.
Okay, I'm ready. Go ahead and ask me.
Have you ever said a sentence like this, I like coffee also?
Yes, I have definitely said that before, and I think many learners do the same.
And when you hear that sentence now, how does it sound to you?
To be honest, it sounds a little strange, even though the meaning is clear.
Exactly. That's the interesting part. Sometimes a sentence is understandable, but it doesn't sound natural in everyday conversation.
So today, we're going to talk about this small but important mistake.
Yes, and we'll show you a simple way to fix it and sound more natural like a native English speaker.
We'll focus on words like also, to, and as well, and how to use them correctly.
Don't worry, we'll keep everything simple, clear, and easy to follow.
And we'll give you real-life examples so you can start using these words right away.
By the end of this episode, you'll feel more confident and comfortable using them in your daily conversations.
So, are you ready to improve your English in a simple and natural way?
Let's get started. Exactly. It's not completely wrong, but it doesn't sound very natural in everyday conversation.
And this is something many English learners struggle with. They know words like also, to, and as well, but they don't always know where to place them in a sentence.
Yes, that's true. And sometimes they mix all of them together in one sentence, which makes it sound unnatural.
For example, someone might say, I also like pizza too as well.
And that's just too much, way too much for one sentence.
Exactly. You only need one of them, not all three at the same time.
But don't worry, by the end of this episode, you'll clearly understand when to use also, when to use to, and when to use as well.
And more importantly, you'll know exactly where to place them in a sentence so your English sounds natural.
Great, so let's start with something simple. Tanvir, tell me something you like.
Okay, sure. I like coffee.
Nice. I like coffee too.
See? That sounds very natural and easy to understand.
Exactly. Now, let me say the same idea in another way. I also like coffee.
That's also correct, and it sounds natural as well.
And here's one more version. I like coffee as well.
So all three sentences are correct, but the position of the word changes in each one.
Yes, and that's the key idea of today's episode. Placement matters.
Let's begin with the easiest and most common one, to.
To is very popular in everyday conversation, especially in spoken English.
Yes, and we usually use to at the end of a sentence.
For example, I like pizza too.
Or, I am tired too.
And she is coming too.
Very simple. You just add to at the end of the sentence.
Let's practice together. I'll say a sentence and you repeat it with to.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
I love watching movies.
I love watching movies too.
Perfect. That sounds completely natural.
Now, here's a common mistake that learners sometimes make.
Yes, they say something like, I too like pizza.
The sentence is not wrong, but it sounds more formal and less common in everyday conversation.
Exactly. In casual speaking, it's much better to say, I like pizza too.
So remember, if you want to sound natural and relaxed, just use to at the end.
Simple, clear, and effective.
Yes, in daily conversation, it's much better to say, I like pizza too. It sounds more natural and relaxed.
Exactly. Now let's move on to the next word, also. This one is a little more tricky.
Yes, because unlike to, also usually comes in the middle of a sentence, not at the end.
Right. The basic structure is subject plus also plus main verb.
For example, I also like coffee.
Or She also works here.
And they also want to join us.
Now, notice something important here. Also comes before the main verb.
But there's a small change when we use the verb be, like am, is, or are.
Yes, in that case, also comes after the verb be.
For example, I am also tired.
She is also happy.
And they are also ready.
This is a very important rule, and many learners make mistakes here.
For example, they might say, I also am tired.
That sentence is not completely wrong, but it sounds unnatural in everyday conversation.
The more natural sentence is, I am also tired.
Let's practice together. I'll say a sentence and you add also.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
Say, I am hungry.
I am also hungry.
Perfect. That sounds very natural.
Great. Now let's move on to the third expression, as well.
As well is actually very similar to to.
Yes, and just like to, we usually use as well at the end of a sentence.
For example, I like tea as well.
Or, she is coming as well.
And we enjoyed the movie as well.
So to make it simple, to goes at the end, and as well also goes at the end.
Exactly. That makes them easy to remember.
Now here's a big question that many learners ask. What's the difference between to and as well?
Honestly, in most situations, there's no big difference in meaning.
For example, I like coffee too, and I like coffee as well, both sound correct and natural.
Yes, you can use either one and people will understand you clearly.
However, there is a small difference in tone.
As well can sound a little more formal or slightly softer.
While to is more common in casual everyday speech.
So if you're talking with friends, to is usually the easiest and most natural choice.
But if you want to sound a bit more polite or formal, you can use as well.
Exactly. Both are correct. It just depends on the situation and your style. Let's make this more fun with a real-life situation. Imagine you're ordering food at a restaurant.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I'm ready.
You say, I'll have a burger.
And then I can say, I'll have fries too.
Perfect. That sounds very natural.
Or I could also say, I'll have fries as well.
Exactly. Both sentences sound natural and correct.
So you can choose either one depending on your style.
Now, here's a very important mistake that learners often make.
Yes, sometimes they try to use all three words in one sentence.
For example, I like pizza also too as well.
That sounds very confusing and unnatural.
Right. You should only use one of them, not all three together.
So the correct sentences are, I like pizza too.
Or I also like pizza.
Or, I like pizza as well.
Now let's review everything quickly so it's easy to remember.
First, to usually comes at the end of a sentence.
For example, I like it too.
Second, also usually comes in the middle of a sentence.
For example, I also like it.
And third, as well usually comes at the end, just like to.
For example, I like it as well.
If you're not sure which one to use, just use to.
Yes, it's the safest and most natural choice in everyday conversation.
Native speakers use to all the time, especially in casual speech.
Great. Now let's create a small story using all three forms.
Sounds fun. Let's do it.
Yesterday, I went to a cafe. I ordered a coffee.
Nice. I went there too.
Then I also ordered a sandwich because I was hungry.
That's a good idea. I ordered one as well.
See how natural that sounds when we use each word correctly?
Yes, it sounds smooth, clear, and easy to understand.
And now we've learned something very important today.
Yes, we learned that also, to, and as well all have a similar meaning.
They all show addition, something extra.
But the position in the sentence is different for each one.
Exactly, and that small difference makes a big impact on how natural your English sounds.
See? That sounds natural and smooth, but we're not done yet. Yes, we learned something very important today.
We learned that also, to, and as well all have a similar meaning.
Exactly. They all show addition, something extra in a sentence.
But the key difference is their position in the sentence.
Right, and that's what makes your English sound natural or unnatural.
So let's do a quick recap to make everything clear.
First, to usually comes at the end of a sentence.
For example, I like it too.
Second, also usually comes in the middle of a sentence.
For example, I also like it.
And third, as well, also comes at the end, just like to.
For example, I like it as well.
So, if you're ever confused, just remember this simple rule.
Yes, if you are not sure, just use to.
It's the safest and most natural choice in everyday conversation.
And native speakers use it all the time.
Now, let's make things a little more fun with a short story.
Great idea. Let's do it.
Yesterday, I went to a cafe. I ordered a coffee.
Nice. I went there too.
Then, I also ordered a sandwich because I was hungry.
That's a good idea. I ordered one as well.
See? That sounds natural, smooth, and easy to understand.
And now you can do the same in your own conversations.
Just remember the position, keep it simple, and practice a little every day.
Exactly. Small changes like this can make a big difference in your English.
Nice. I also ordered a sandwich.
That sounds great. I ordered one as well.
See? That sounds natural and smooth.
But we're not done yet. We learned something very important today.
Yes, we learned that also, to, and as well all have a similar meaning.
Exactly. They all show addition, something extra.
But the key difference is their position in the sentence.
Right. And that's what makes your English sound natural or unnatural. So let's do a quick recap to make everything clear.
To usually comes at the end of a sentence.
As well also comes at the end. And also usually comes in the middle of a sentence.
Simple, but very powerful.
Now let's go a little deeper. What happens when we use these words in negative sentences?
This is where many learners get confused.
Yes, because in negative sentences, we usually don't use to or also directly.
Instead, we use a different word, either.
For example, I don't like coffee either.
Not, I don't like coffee too. That sounds incorrect.
And I also don't like coffee can be correct, but it sounds more formal or structured.
Let's compare it clearly.
Positive, I like coffee too.
Negative, I don't like coffee either.
See the pattern?
Let's practice. Say something you don't like.
Okay, I don't like waking up early.
I don't like it either.
Perfect. That sounds very natural.
Now, let's talk a bit more about also in negative sentences.
Yes, it can be used, but the structure is important.
For example, I also don't like coffee.
This is correct, but it sounds slightly more formal.
In everyday conversation, people usually prefer, I don't like coffee either.
So here's a simple tip to remember.
Use either in negative sentences if you want to sound natural.
Great. Now let's move on to questions. Can we use also, to, or as well in questions?
Yes, we can, but we need to be careful with placement and tone.
For example, do you like coffee too?
That's very common and natural in conversation. You can also say, do you also like coffee?
That's correct, but it sounds a little more formal.
And finally, do you like coffee as well?
That works too, and it sounds slightly softer or more polite.
So again, all are correct. It just depends on the situation and your style.
That's also correct and natural. Now, let me ask you something. Do you watch movies?
Yes, I do. Do you watch movies too?
Yes, I do. I also enjoy watching documentaries.
Nice. I like documentaries as well.
Great. Now let's imagine a real-life situation. You're talking to a friend.
Your friend says, I'm learning English.
And you can respond in 3 different ways.
You can say, I'm learning English too.
Or, I'm also learning English.
Or, I'm learning English as well.
All 3 are correct and natural.
But now let's talk about tone, because even if the meaning is the same, the feeling can change.
Yes, to is very common, very natural, and very friendly.
Also sounds a little more structured and is often used in writing or more formal speech.
And as well is natural, but it has a slightly softer tone.
Listen to these carefully. I like it too.
I also like it.
I like it as well.
All are correct, but in daily conversation, most people say, I like it too.
Now let's fix some common mistakes that learners make.
Mistake number 1, I also like it too.
This is incorrect because you're repeating the same idea twice.
The correct versions are I also like it or I like it too.
Mistake number 2. I like also pizza.
Wrong position. The correct sentence is I also like pizza.
Mistake number 3. I don't like it too.
Incorrect in negative form. The correct sentence is I don't like it either.
Great. Now let's do a quick challenge. I'll say a sentence and you correct it.
Sounds good. Let's try it.
I also am happy.
Better. I am also happy.
I don't like coffee too.
Correct version. I don't like coffee either.
I like also movies.
Correct. I also like movies.
Excellent. Now let's build a small story using all 3 forms.
Yesterday, I met a new friend. She likes traveling.
I like traveling too.
She also enjoys photography.
I enjoy photography as well.
She doesn't like cold weather.
I don't like it either.
See how natural and smooth that sounds?
Yes, and now you can use these structures in your own conversations with confidence.
Perfect. That's natural, fluent English.
Here's a powerful tip for you. When you speak English, don't try to use all 3 words at once.
Yes, just choose one that feels natural in the moment.
And if you ever feel confused, remember this simple guide.
Use to for most situations. It's the easiest and most natural.
Use also when you want a more structured or slightly formal sentence.
And use as well when you want a softer or more polite tone.
Great. Now let's do one last practice together.
Your friend says, I love music.
You can reply, I love music too.
If you want to sound slightly more formal, you can say, I also love music.
And if you want a softer tone, you can say, I love music as well.
Now your friend says, I don't like spicy food.
You reply, I don't like it either.
Simple, clear, and natural.
Now let's quickly summarize everything we learned today.
To is usually used at the end. I like it too.
Also is usually used in the middle. I also like it.
As well is used at the end. I like it as well.
And either is used in negative sentences. I don't like it either.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode.
We hope this lesson helped you clearly understand how to use also, to, and as well in real conversations.
Now it's your turn to practice. Try using these words in your daily English speaking.
And don't worry about making mistakes. That's a natural part of learning.
The more you practice, the more natural your English will become.
Thank you for listening to Feel Learns English, the podcast that helps you speak with confidence.
Keep learning,
Keep speaking.
and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.